Hello, this is your girl J Bliss, and I wanted to take some time today to share with you some of my writing tips. One of the questions I get asked very often is about the erotic scenes that I write. Many people will ask me, how do I go about setting the scene and so forth? And I think one of the biggest things is understanding, period, how to actually set up any scene. It really doesn't have to be um, every scene, but completely understanding what to do with any scene you get is more. Any scene that you're going to write is more imperative than just understanding how to write one scene. And so, what I like to do for myself when I am in a mood to write something, a scene will pop in my head. But what I actually do is I write what I like to call a skeleton. And a skeleton is actually the dialogue between the characters in the story. And so in my mind, I'm playing out a conversation between whoever the characters are in the story. And it doesn't matter how many characters that I have, I pretty much have an idea of how many characters I'm going to have, but in my head, I can see each of the characters conversating to each other. And so sometimes the best thing to do is just write out the dialogue, write out the skeleton, and then from there move to, you know, putting the icing on the cake, if you want to call it, or adding furniture to a home. I don't know, whatever the little 50 words you want to call it, that's what you call it. But for me, I go from a skeleton, and then from there, I start pulling in that furniture or icing and just layer everything really nice. So I can see it. And, for me, the stories have to pop in my mind. I have to be able to see what's going on. It has to be a vivid picture that I can actually see in my head. I can imagine, and I can feel like I'm experiencing being there. And so I take all of that and sit in front of my computer and I create magic, a blissful moment that I enjoy and hope to convey that the readers enjoy as well. So without further ado, what I want to do is actually share my screen so that you can see just what I'm talking about. And this is actually from a book that I'm writing, Your Chance. And so on this side here, as you can see, I'm highlighting. This is what I consider to be the skeleton. And so all it is a conversation. The characters in the story I have are Victoria and Romel. In this scene, they are in the mountains in the cabin, and Victoria is on her way to go work out. So all you see is a conversation initially on this side. Victoria, yes, Romel, I'm only going down to work out with a ball. Come here. My voice is in a high pitch. Romel, I know you need to get better. He cuts me off. Aquí, here, Vic. He takes my hand. I want you now. He whispers, let me show you how much. Just as my body motions, Romel pulls me up by the waist, lingering with a gaze. Go get the ball. You can still work out. He speaks with a soft laugh. You know I don't care about them seeing. I whimper. I've been dying for your kiss. His hand sweeps across my breast. No dying, only living. He pays close attention to my body language, as if he is gradually getting to know me all over again. I cherish every piece of you. Okay, so on this side, what you heard me going through is it's only a skeleton. All it is the dialogue. And so on the other side, which for me is the right side of my screen, At the top in bold, it says icing decorate. So this is where we're actually going to get into the nitty gritty of things. And so I'm going to move my screen so I can see better. Okay, so we're going to get into the nitty gritty of things. And so let's begin. I paced outside, gripping the fitness ball from the day. I think I might have made Romel upset. My body twists, glancing over my shoulder before I step down. So at that moment, you get the idea that I have a fitness ball. Victoria has a fitness ball in her hand, and she thinks she's upset her boo Romel. And so she's going outside, but she has she's looking over her shoulder, and she's pacing down some steps because it says she looks over her shoulder before she steps down. So moving forward, the wind brushes across my face, and I hear the door slide from the bedroom. So now I know that she's outside. The wind is flowing across her face, and the reason why she turned around was because she heard the door slide from the bedroom. Victoria, damn, is standing naked with water glistening from his beautiful mocha skin. Every muscular tone is highlighted as the sun beams across his skin. Yes, Romeo, only going down to work out with the ball. He demands, come here. My sensory peaks at his voice. My voice is in a high pitch. Romeo, I know you need to get better. He cuts me off. I keep here, Vic. I step up. I step until I'm facing him. I release the ball, reaching to touch his skin. He takes my hand. I want you now. Fighting the temptation to do what's best is not winning. My eyes are lost in his, and he knows I will do whatever he asks. I go, and he lifts my chin, kissing me with smooth lips. He whispers, let me show you how much. Just as my body motions, Romel pulls me close by the waist, lingering with a gaze. His confidence to take me makes this moment electrifying. He is so sexy. Softly, he pecks, relaxing my body. I take in a deep breath. I stop thinking and only feel. Our layers of silk meet at once, and inside I'm blushing, feeling his fingertips brushing through my hair. Go get the ball. You can still work out. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there. But I just wanted you to see what I did was add that icing to the cake. I decorated the room. I let you see what Romel and Victoria could actually see. I let you feel what she was feeling so that you wake up all of those sensories that's going on in your head. You know, initially there are some times where, like, if you're writing a scene is between a cop and the person in question, you might not have a lot of descriptive words. But the facial expression, you can describe people's facial expressions, you can describe how someone feels. When you create a scene and you decide that you're going to publish it and it's only just a dialogue, then it's really just a skeleton. It's not ready for publication. It really isn't. Now the words could be dynamic because the words evoke so many different feelings. But words that don't let me visually see what's going on, that only focuses on the dialogue without letting me see, is no different from, just having a conversation, you overhearing a conversation from someone. Say you're sitting in your car and you have the radio on. And when you have the radio on, the only thing you can do is hear those radio hosts having a conversation. You don't know what they look like. You don't know what clothes they have on. You don't know what's going on behind the scene. You know absolutely nothing. The only thing you hear is the banter that's going on. You can hear them laugh, you can hear the different sways that they have in their conversation, the accent that they have. Now, the difference with that is when you're actually reading and there's a dialogue, you cannot hear what the characters are saying. You're reading, so you're imagining in your mind what these people's voices might sound like. But if the author does not provide detailed information of, like, if there's a sigh, or if there's a deep breath that comes in, the eyes are growing, that she's talking with her hands, if all of those types of details are not incorporated, then it's very difficult for the reader to visualize what's actually going on in the scene. It's very difficult for the reader to experience a blissful situation, because you want to make your scenes memorable, especially if what's going on in the scene weighs very heavy in the story. So I say, the writing tip of the day is start out with a skeleton, and like maybe the next day go back and add a bit of decoration until you have completed a nice, wonderful layer of icing, or until you have polished all the furniture and made it all shiny for the presentation of your reader. Because ultimately, that's who you want to be happy. That's who you want to have an experience that's so memorable that they can't put the book down, that they can't stop turning the pages, and they want more and more. So you do it thinking of the reader and also being mindful of the experience that you want the person to leave away with. So you guys have a wonderful day. Keep it sexy. Don't be afraid to share your comments. Post a comment below. You all follow me on Facebook at J Bliss Author, and check me out on Instagram at J Bliss Books. My website is jblissbooks.com. Keep it sexy out there.